This is the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Excel 1970-73 Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Trawler YouTube channel.
Welcome back, baseball fans, to the 1970-73 Carryover League. We have the American League Championship Series between the Chicago White Sox and Oakland A's. I'm just going to go right into this. I don't want to waste your time. What is going on in this wild series? Just quickly, I'll go over the rotation for this matchup. Both teams have had plenty of time off. They've had at least 3 or 4 days off before the series starts. So the series goes games 1, 2, and 3, a day off, and then 4, 5, 6, and 7. Opening up for 2 in Oakland, 3 in Chicago, 2 back in Oakland. It's going to be Wilbur Wood, Tom Bradley, and Stan Bonson going 1, 2, 3 for the Chi Sox. Take that day off and then go Wood, Bradley, Bonson, and then in a game 7, Mr. Wilbur Wood will come back and pitch Game 7 on 2 days rest and give him 3 starts in this series. For your Oakland A's, it'll be Vida Blue, Catfish Hunter, and Ken Holtzman in Games 1, 2, and 3 with a day off. And then Blue, Hunter, and Holtzman. But in Game 7, Vida Blue will mostly be limited to maybe an inning or 2. Cal Kuntz will have to start Game 7 if the series goes that far. Let's go to Game 1. In Oakland, Wilbur Wood, Vida Blue. And I guess I'll start the story by mentioning that when you get to the World Series and League Championship Series, every once in a while the magic wand falls on a player you've never heard of before in your life. Francisco Cabrera, Brian Doyle, I don't know. You know these guys. Heroes that you've never heard, Roberto Andino, I don't know. A gentleman by the name of Stan Swanson. Let's flash the card up on the board. There's Stan Swanson. Undrafted free agent. Signed by the Oakland A's because they needed a 20th player and an outfielder who batted right-handed with power against lefties if it was available and some range and could play center. And so Stan Swanson was an Expo in 1971. And he hit 245 and 106 at-bats. Put that feather in your cap for a moment, folks. We got Wood and Blue. 2 scoreless innings. Vida Blue, actually, 9 up and 9 down with a double play or caught stealing in there. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Stan Swanson's first at-bat in the League Championship Series. Rolls 4-4 off of Wilbur Wood. It is gone. Solo homer. Wood gets the next 2 batters out and you think the inning's going to end, but no, they continue. Bando single, Reggie single, and a 2-out, 2-run double by Gene Tennis. Having a magnificent year. There are so many MVP candidates on this Oakland team. 3 big runs off of the Wood. In the 5th inning, it is Dick Allen playing like an MVP with a solo homer. It's 3-1. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. A Bando walk, a Reggie single, a K, and then with 2 outs, Joe Rudy and Mike Hegan get RBI singles off Wilbur Wood. It's 5-1. Obviously, Wilbur Wood has faltered with 2 outs in this game, whereas his counterpart, Vida Blue, has not. In the 8th inning, leading off, Stan Swanson, this time on his own card. A 1-3, it is gone. Bando hits a home run. And Oakland gets a pretty easy 7-1 victory in Game 1. Kind of like how they played against Cleveland in the divisional round. This will be the only easy game in the entire series as the A's defend the home field. Game number 2. Tom Bradley against Catfish Hunter in this one. Bottom of the 3rd, Gene Tennis, an RBI single after Reggie steals second base off of a +1 arm catcher. But in the top of the 4th inning, the leadoff hitter Carlos May singles. Dick Allen singles. May tries to go coast to coast, gets thrown out at third base by +1 arm center fielder Von Joshua. No big deal, because the next batter, Buddy Bradford, hits a 2-run homer. And why I say that's no big deal is, based on having to plug a guy getting thrown out the plate in here, Bradford most likely doesn't hit the 2-run homer if Carlos May holds up at second base in the dice rolling situation. So in an odd way, it actually worked out for the White Sox, so they get the 2 runs. However, against a Catfish Hunter, they get a double and a walk, and they don't bring them in. So it's just 2-1. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Tom Bradley, pitching well, gets the first out. Then a walk to Joe Rudi. Then a walk to Mike Hegan. A single to Joe Rudi. Then a single to Von Joshua. And then Bert Campaneris, this is interesting what happens here. The base is loaded, 1 out. Bert Campaneris gets an injury, fouls out with an injury. So what that means is that John Donaldson and Dick Green will have to play second and short the rest of the way, which means that John Donaldson will have to bat, of course, as the number 9 hitter, a left-handed hitter. And the White Sox, knowing that Bradley just loaded the bases, decide they would try a smart, strategic move, bringing in Terry Forster, a lefty reliever, out of the pen to face John Donaldson. Can't hit lefties very well. Except he gets a double. So the move backfires. Trying to be shrewd and clever and play the percentages, it blew up in the White Sox face. And John Donaldson, after Stan Swanson's heroics in Game 1, now we have John Donaldson to worry about for this Oakland team. Gets the 2-run double. And this is at this point, it is now 4-2. But don't worry, folks. Top of the 7th inning off of Catfish Hunter, you've got Walt Williams with a solo homer. Then in the 8th inning, a leadoff double by Carlos May, a ground out. And then Buddy Bradford hits a fly ball against the -1 arm of Manguala in center field, who's in for defense. Doesn't matter. Carlos May scores to tie the game. By this time, Forster is gone. Humphreys comes in and does okay. Gets an inning and a third in under his belt. But in the 9th inning, we have a lefty, Jim French, scheduled, and then Bando and Reggie. So they go to a left-handed pitcher, Dave Lemons. And of course, Stan Swanson pinch hits and walks. Then after that, Sal Bando walks it off with a 2-run homer. So many different ways Oakland can kill you. White Sox need to be perfect, not great. Perfect is better than great, and the White Sox have not been perfect, and they've lost the first 2 games. This one much closer, by a score of 6-4. We'll go to Comiskey Park. Oh boy, it'll get exciting here. Game number 3, round 3 of the rotations. It's Ken Holtzman, Stan Bonson. Top of the 2nd, it's Joe Rudi with a home run. I think every Bando, Jackson, Tennis, Hegan, Rudi have all hit homers thus far. But in the bottom of the 3rd inning, we get, after 2 outs, we get a couple singles, and then with the bases loaded, Louis Clutch Aparicio, a guy I like to just, I know he's going to come through for the White Sox. He's been doing it for 3 years. He hit .360 this year in the leadoff spot. That's a 3-run double. Emptying the bases, Chi Sox get a 3-1 lead at home. 3rd inning, after an error, now this is making mistakes, an error by Bobby Knoop, a good fielding second baseman. Reggie Jackson gets a sac fly. It's 3-2. It stays this way. The 6th inning, Dick Allen, solo homer, it's 4-2. And the story is Stan Bonson. He's only a starter 6. Gives up a single in the 6th, a single in the 7th. He will pitch into the 8th inning of this game. And after giving up a double to Joe Rudi with 2 outs, the new closer, Dick Selma, because the other relievers have not been reliable. Dick Selma has. He's a relief 4, but if your relief 4 is your best pitcher, you go to him. Gets the final out in the 8th. In the bottom of the inning, a couple singles, and Carlos May gets an insurance run, a sac fly. Kenny Holtzman's day is over after 7 in the 3rd. Ron Taylor, the first Oakland reliever to be used in the series, comes in at the final 2 outs. Too little, too late for A's pitching. It's 5-2 in the 9th. Dick Selma, 3 up and 3 down in Comiskey Park. The Chicago White Sox have won a game in the American League Championship Series by a score of 5-2. We will go to Game 4 after a day off. The team's spending the day in Chicago. Bueller. Game 4, now it's blue and wood again, and now things have changed. Both guys' feathers get ruffled, pitching on 3 days rest. It is the Chi Sox this time taking control early. A Walt Williams homer, a single, a double, a walk, and then a 2-run double by Jim LaFay. It's 3 runs in the first off of Blue. But the A's come right back. Solo homer Joe Rudy, 3-1 off of Wilbur Wood. Then a double and a single by Bando, 3-2. Bottom of the 4th, again, 2 men on in the 2nd for Chicago. They don't score. 2 in the 3rd, they don't score. They get an RBI single by Carlos May, and it's 4-2. In the 5th inning, the A's singles and walks and singles and a 2-run single by Joe Rudy were tied at 4. This series is getting nutty. Back and forth, back and forth. The A's in the 6th inning. Yes, Wilbur Wood serves up a homer to Stan Swanson. 3rd homer of the series for Stan Swanson off of Wilbur Wood. He's sort of like the Rick Rennick. If you've been watching Wilbur Wood the last couple years, Wilbur Wood serves up homers to Rick Rennick with regularity as well. Sal Bando homers. Swanson and Bando homered in the 8th inning off of Wood in Game 1. They do it in the 6th inning here. It's a 2-run lead. It's 6-4. Then we go to the bottom of the 8th. Vida Blue has a chance to put the A's up 3-1 with a 6-4 lead. He gets a out by Mike Ryan, a single by Aparicio, a single by Walt Williams, then a ground ball to Dick Green, a 2-12 second baseman, but he boots it. And the bases are loaded with 1 out, and Dick Allen strikes out. There's 2 outs. Vida Blue against Bobby Knoop. Can Vida Blue get Bobby Knoop out to end the 8th inning? The pitch, homer, 1-5, fly ball, the rest. He gets it. It's a single, not die, doesn't have power. So it's a 2-run single to tie the game. And then Jim LaFay singles in the next run. Vida Blue is horrible. Wilbur Wood was slightly less than horrible. Both guys went the distance because the bullpen was like going, man, if these guys are getting knocked around, why bring us in? We'll get knocked around even more. The Chi Sox defeat Vida Blue and the Oakland A's in Comiskey Park by a score of 7-6. The home team has won all 4 games. The series is tied at 2 apiece. And the White Sox got to be ecstatic about this. After thinking they were getting blown away in Game 1, they have rallied to tie this thing. Game number 5. We're back to the righties, Hunter and Bradley in this one. Oh my goodness, folks. The A's, as they're prone to do, a walk and a walk. After a couple outs, it is a 2-run triple by Mike Hegan, 2-0 Oakland, and you're thinking, the road win. But in the bottom of the 1st against Catfish Hunter, Williams single, Aparicio single, Carlos May double, Dick Allen single, and the White Sox take a 3-2 lead, smacking the A's back after getting the 2 runs. But in the 3rd inning, a double by Reggie, and the game's tied at 3. In the bottom of the 3rd inning, Dick Allen, homer. White Sox are up 4-3. This game stays like this. Tom Bradley, starter 7 in the 8th inning. He gives up a walk and a single with nobody out. And down by a single run, Joe Rudy is an A bunter, and he bunts. A 300-hitter bunts to put runners at 2nd and 3rd with 1 out and tie this thing. That shows a interesting move. And then, of course, they don't score. Joshua and Campaneris cannot come through to tie the thing. Hunter finishes the 8th inning, And it is a one-run game going into the ninth. We mentioned Dick Selma is the new closer. By putting two guys on in the eighth and being weak against lefties and having Donaldson, French, Bando, and Reggie, 3 of the next 4 lefties coming up, you know what happens, folks. They do the same thing. They take Tom Bradley out. They bring in Terry Forster. Forster faces Dick Green, strikes him out. And then the solution is, we know Dick Selma has been pitching great. He's the new closer. He can get the next 2 outs. He's our hope. As Forster has not pitched well, nor Lemons, nor Humphrey, nor Raleigh Fingers, Bob Locker, Ron Taylor, or Rich Austin. Dick Selma's the best of the 8 relief pitchers on both squads. So what does he do? A walk to Bando, a single to Reggie, and then with 2 outs and a tying run at second base, Gene Tennis with a 3-run homer in the bottom of the ninth into the Chicago night, and the stadium goes quiet as Dick Selma blows the save in the ninth inning with a 3-run homer to Gene Tennis. And in the bottom of the inning, no, the bullpen light doesn't come on. Catfish Hunter throwing on fumes. After the early runs, he settled down here. Look at this Catfish Hunter line. He got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Gave up just 2 hits in the next 6 innings. A single by Bill Melton. The tying runs would come up, but unfortunately for the Chi Sox, it was all their bench reserves coming up in this situation. It was Mike Ryan, then it was Bobby Canoop, and then it was Russ Snyder. Unfortunately, the next batters were Aparicio, Carlos May, and Dick Allen, and they could not get there. Could not get to the guys, the meat of the lineup in the bottom of the ninth, and it's the Gene Tennis homer is the difference of this series. Oh, what a tremendous series this has been. A road win finally in Game 5. And the A's travel home. And the big memo here to the Oakland A's. You better win Game 6. Better win Game 6 with Stan Bonson versus Ken Holtzman, because in Game 7, the White Sox are going to send Wilbur Wood, and the A's are going to have to send Cal Kuntz. So that is where we are, folks. A Game 6 of the American League Championship Series back in Oakland. Stan Bonson, Kenny Holtzman. What a great series this has been. Every trip to the bullpen is an adventure to this point. It's been that way all year in the American League. One of the best, just real quickly, one of the best bullpens in the American League was the Twins bullpen. And they got knocked out in the wild card round, unfortunately. Not because of their bullpen, by the way, for other reasons. Once the Twin bullpen disappeared and the Baltimore bullpen disappeared, all bets are off in the ninth inning. And Wilbur Wood can pitch as long as he wants in Game 7. He can pitch 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 innings if needed, if we get there. But first, it's Game 6. And leading off for the White Sox, it'll be Louis Aparicio. 2-12 is a pop to short. Walt Williams, 1-3, skies the center. And Carlos May, 2-6, double 1 to 8 is a 2-base hit. Runner at second for Dick Allen. 33 is a grounder to short. We go to the bottom half. Jim French, 47 off Bonson, single 1 to 3, lines out. Sal Bando, 1-5, base hit. We will broadcast a Game 7 if it happens. We won't leave you hanging. We'll do a 6 and a 7 if necessary. Bando reaches. It'll be Reggie Jackson. 2-9, skies the center, and with 2 outs, it's Gene Tennis, 52, skies to right. Top of 2, Bill Melton. 3-10, flies to left. Jim LaFay, 39 is a base hit. Buddy Bradford, 1 more point to make. Vida Blue and Catfish Hunter have 15 complete games this year. Kenny Holtzman, 0. Cal Kuntz, 0. That means it's going to be an adventure into the Oakland bullpen if they want to go to the World Series. Oh boy, folks. Yeah, Blue and Hunter are done for the rest of the series. Buddy Bradford, 38 is a K. And Tony Muser, 1-9. Grounds to second base. We go to the second inning. Mike Egan, 38. Base hit. Joe Rudy, 1-7, 1-1-8 off his card is a single dot dot on runners on the corners for Von Joshua. They're actually going to bring the infield up. Let's take a look at the Von Joshua card and you'll see why. On his card, he has no double plays on it and plenty of ground ball Bs. So it's a unique opportunity to bring the infield up. I don't even like to do this with one out, but we're going to do it with nobody out in this situation. The pitch to Von Joshua. 2-6, single 1-13, and he gets the single. 3 straight hits, and the A's grab a first lead. And we can say they are 21 outs away from going to the World Series. First and second, nobody out. It's Bert Campaneris. 57, single 1-10 off Bonson. Misses it and lines out. John Donaldson. 57 is a single to center field for the lefty. That's why he's in there. He would have done the same thing Campaneris did if he was right-handed, which is why Dick Green's on the bench today. So Donaldson, the left-hander, gets a single to right field. Runners are at first and second, and that would be Rudy. 13 runner with 1 out. Walt Williams is a +1 arm, makes it 1-14. He's going to try and run, and he scores on a 14. Joe Rudy, great base runner. Not particularly, he's a 13. But he dared the +1 arm of Walt Williams, and he makes it in a bold move by Oakland, being aggressive here. Von Joshua is a 16 runner. He'll go to third on the throw. So a huge break for Oakland. That could have blown up in their face. They got runners on the corners with 1 out. And if you're the White Sox, you're down 2. You're tempted to move it back up again, but Jim French is into a lot of double plays. So we'll leave it back. Jim French. 2-9 is a clean single to right field score in Joshua. Donaldson will hold at second. And the Joe Rudy aggressive base running is paid off for the A's. 5 singles off of Bonson early. Now, the White Sox bullpen, there is an extension. Lou Krause is the number 4 starter. He's now a member of this bullpen with Forster, who's been close to being awful. Lemons has lost a game. Selma's lost a game. Humphreys used to be the closer. And yeah, you're seeing the limitations here of the Chi Sox. First and second, 1 out. And it'll be Sal Bando. 2-11, short B. Runners on the corners, and it's going to be Reggie. And the Chi Sox need this desperately. The pitch to Reggie. 58, skies to right. Stan Bonson gets out of it. Could have been worse. Bunch of singles were 3 runs. Aggressive base running helped the A's in that inning. The White Sox need to get some runs off of Kenny Holtzman today. It'll be Mike Ryan. 35 is a walk. Holtzman is a starter 8. So it's very tempting to leave him in until he breaks. Here's Aparicio. 56. Off of the Holtzman card. 1-1-2. Single dot dot. It's a single dot dot. And we've seen it time and time in this series. One team scores, the other team rallies. Runners in the corners. Nobody out for Walt Williams in the top of the third. 55. Homer 1. Double to center field. Now it's Aparicio, a 15 runner. Take on the +1 arm of Joshua. He's going to do it with nobody out. And he scores. A little bit of a desperation move there, but it makes it a 1-run game. Very aggressive on the bases today. We got a runner at second, nobody out. And it's Carlos May. 1-7 is a K. Dick Allen. 43. First X. Hegan. First ball hit to him all series at 2-10. And he boots the ball. Normally reliable defensive first baseman. Runners on the corners with 1 out. They're going to bring it up for Bill Melton. Now Melton, have to mention, has not hit a homer yet in the series. When the May, Allen, Bradford, LaFay, Walt Williams all have. Runners on the corners, infield out. The pitch to Bill Melton. 2-5. He needed a 3-5. He strikes out. And with 2 outs, it'll be Jim LaFay. 1-3 is a grounder to short. Hang on 1 second, folks. Hang on 1 second. I think they're holding Dick Allen, are they not? Yes, they are. He rolls the plus, and Allen held it first with runners on the corners. That's going to be a single dot dot for LaFay. We got a tie game with runners on the corners and 2 outs for Buddy Bradford. 2-4, skies to center field. Knew the White Sox had a comeback in them. Didn't know it was going to happen this quickly. Haven't shown many cards yet, folks. We got a long way to go. We'll show a lot of cards before this night is out. Bottom of the third, Gene Tennis. 3-6 is a walk. Mike Hegan, 47 off Bonson, single 1-3, but he misses it. Joe Rudy, 2-3, pops to first, and with 2 outs. It'll be Von Joshua. 66 is a walk off of Bonson. Can't do that. You cannot walk these Joshuas and Donaldsons. You just can't do that. Bert Campaneris, 2 on and 2 outs. The pitch to Bert. 4-11, first X. This is Muser, a 2E14 at first base. And he makes an error. Can't do it. Can't do it, Chicago. Not with Muser. Not a first baseman. Bases loaded. 2 outs, and it's John Donaldson off of Stan Bonson. Here is the pitch. 6-10. Could have been worse. That's a home. That's a grand slam if you have power. It's only a 2-run single. And, you know, the White Sox are like, yeah, we'll come back again. What's the big deal, you know? It's a 2-run single on a homer automatic. So you have runners on the corners with 2 outs. Bonson pitched well last time out. Not so today. He's put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 men on. But one was via an error, so he's not in danger of breaking. So runners on the corners, Jim French. 65, second X. This is LaFay, a 3-11 at second base. Have to make the play here, Jim. And he does not. Another error for Jim LaFay. Can't have it. Can't have it. This, by the way, was E3, not E4. But this is E4. So, Donaldson single. Did that put Campaneris at third? Oh, it did. So that error scores the run. It is now 6-3 with first and second. And Sal Bando at the plate. 58 off Bonson's a pop to third. Don't know what to make out of this. I just think the White Sox will just get 3 runs this inning and tie it up. That's the way the series has been going since game 1. Now, as far as Bonson's future, I mean, the walks, the errors by the defense killed him that time. None of those runs were earned. So I'm not going to shame Bonson for that. We go to the 4th inning, and here's Tony Muser, who made an error in that inning. 37, Skies strikes out. Mike Ryan, 67, pops to first. And with 2 outs, it'll be Louis Aparicio. 1-9, grounds to short. Bottom of the 4th. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 base runners. 3 hits and walks will break Bonson here. It'll be Reggie leading off. 1-3, rounds the second. Gene Tennis. 35 is a walk. Mike Hegan. 2-8 is a single ... and now your White Sox fans are going, get him out of there! You got Joe Rudy, Von Joshua, Campaneris. Get him out of there with what? You got 5 guys in the bullpen today because Wilbur Wood's pitching tomorrow. You could do have a righty and 2 lefties. You could bring in Forster now, knowing that he's been blowing up anyway, but at least the game's early enough that the White Sox can recover from him blowing up. He got a single . You have runners on the corners. I'm hooking in elimination game, I'm hooking Mr. Bonson after 3 1/3. Just didn't have it. I got Lou Krause, a good righty, after Forster, is the theory. So Forster's going to come on in the 4th with runners in the corners. And he will face Joe Rudy. The infield's going to come up for Rudy. The pitch to Joe Rudy. 65 off of Terry Forster. Oh my goodness. This is the nightmare. Let's take a look at the Forster card. Oh my God. It is a 3-run homer. The nightmare bullpens of the American League continue, and it is 9-3. It is unbelievable how horrible everybody in the bullpen is. And now the A's have a 6-run lead and need 15 outs with Kenny Holtzman. So this is turning quickly into a titanic failure by the Chi Sox. Bottom of the fourth with one out. Joshua is going to stay in the game. Why take him out? Just because he's left-handed against Forster. I mean, we got a long way to go. So Joshua's going to swing away. 48 off Forster. Single 1-4 lines out. And with 2 outs, it's Campaneris. 45 is a strikeout. Kenny Holtzman gifted a 6-run lead in the 5th inning. White Sox have a lot of work to do. And why do I think they can do it? Because they've shown it in the previous 4 games. Walt Williams leading off in the 5th. 2-8 grounds to short. Carlos May. 65 skies to center, and with 2 outs, it's Dick Allen. 48 is a strikeout. Holtzman gets through 5. And the A's are going to say goodbye to Donaldson and go with Dick Green. Yeah, and he'll pitch to Dick Green here, leading off in the bottom of the 5th. 2-5 is a grounder to short. Be Jim French. He's going to stick around. He's got a -1 arm, left-handed batter. 49, short X. Aparicio's a 2E21. Makes the play. He can be counted on. And with 2 outs, Al Bando. 55, bouncer to short. Again, as soon as I say that. This time, the short X is an error. So the whole infield, other than Melton, has committed an error to this point. And now you got Reggie. At least he's left-handed. This might be Forster's last batter. The pitch to Reggie. 58 is a K. That'll do it for him. An inning and 2/3. Stays 9-3. Holtzman in the 6th. It'll be Bill Melton. Very quiet series thus far. Pitch to Bill Melton. 6-10 center X. Joshua, though, was not pulled for defense, and he's not good. He's a 3-16. And he gets the fly ball 8. Jim LaFay. 62, first C. And Buddy Bradford. 49, second X. This is Dick Green, brought in for defense, makes the play. We'll go the 6th inning, and we're going to use Lou Krause in the 6th inning. Lou Krause actually didn't play for the Chi Sox in this particular year. This is his 71 card with the Brewers, 8-12 with a 2.95 ERA and 180 innings. Was the number 4 starter, but would not be needed to start in this series with Wilbur Wood slated. By the way, for wondering about Wilbur Wood pitching on 1 day's rest today, I don't know. And plus they're down 6, so I don't think there's an opportunity for Wood to make an impact today. Bottom of the 6th inning, it'll be Gene Tennis leading it off. 2-8 is a K. Mike Egan. 37, single 1-17 is a base hit. And Joe Rudy. 1-8 for Rudy, double 1-10 is a double. It is 2nd and 3rd. They got to bring the infield up. And it will be Von Joshua. Let's take it when we looked at his card. That's right. Von Joshua. 1-2 is a Lomax. A Lomax for Joshua. Big break. Big break for the White Sox there. Getting out of that mess. So, 9 outs to get. Down 6. This would be a colossal comeback of the ages for a team that has comeback in them. They've been a hot team and struggled in the 9th inning of Game 5 and today. But prior to that, they were doing really well. Top of the 7th, Holtzman. He's a starter 8. It'll be Tony Muser. 42, skies to right. Mike Ryan. 5-10 is a catcher's card. And the catcher is French. He's not a good defensive catcher. It's a 3E12. And he makes the play on the PV. And with 2 outs, if I start looking at cards, we're getting late into this series here. Louis Aparicio. This is the great 1970 card. It's been to a few All-Star games. 313 hitter. He's had some big home runs this year. How about that? 29 doubles, 3 triples, 5 homers in 1970. And the glue of this team and the most valuable Chi Sox. The pitch to Louis Aparicio. 45 pops to short. That could be the final at-bat for Aparicio with this card. He does continue with the White Sox, though. Bottom of the 7th. Stretch time here in Oakland. We have been listening to Shuggy Otis, Inspiration Information, a double LP. Great stuff on this thing. Island Letter, Out of My Head, Playing. Bunch of great songs there. All right, bottom of the 7th. Lou Krause will continue. Be Bert Campanera, 66. Triple 1 to 4 is a base hit. Double A Steelers, 6-run lead. Ryan's got a -1 arm. Going to try it, and he's in there. He steals second base. Now Dick Green, you got to think he's going to bunt here. B bunter, he'll drop it down. The bunt is good. Playing a little inside baseball to increase this lead. The infield has to come up for Jim French. Runner at third, 1 out. 46 off of Krause is a pop to third, and with 2 outs, it's Bando. No reason to think there's anything better than Lou Krause right now in the bullpen, so he'll pitch to Bando. 2-2, foul at the catcher plus injury. So, a defensive break for the Chi Sox. The A's have lost a third baseman, and they also took out. They took out John Donaldson. He was your third baseman backup. So they are down to, somebody else playing third base. We'll make it Stan Swanson. That's that utility player, the 20th guy on the roster. And we'll just call any ground ball to third an error at this point. I have no problem doing that and giving the White Sox that break. So ground ball to third base, automatic error from here on out. Let's go Chi Sox. Let's hit some third X's. You're down 6 with 6 outs to get. And you got an outfielder playing third base for Oakland. And we got Kenny Holtzman, a starter 8. And there is action in the Oakland bullpen, which is great news for the White Sox. Bob Locker and Riley Fingers are warming. All right. It'll be Walt Williams leading off. Let's take a look at Walt's card. He has had a couple homers in this series. 71, 294 hitter with 8 homers and 361 at-bats. Needs just to get on base and set the table here. The pitch to Walt Williams. 1-7, double 1-11 is a base hit for the C Steeler. Now you got Carlos May. Let's take a look at Carlos in 72. Just as deadly as Dick Allen as far as getting on base with a 308 average and 79 walks. The pitch to Carlos May. 6-11 off Holtzman, his first X. Now, you had an error earlier by Hegan, a 2E10 first baseman, and boy, they need another one. And no, they're not going to get it. They're getting a GBA. If you're wondering how that's computed so quickly, Hegan's a 2/3 first baseman. A 3 first baseman turns double play. Therefore, if then else, the 2/3 baseman, first baseman does the same thing. Tough break there for the White Sox. And it's Dick Allen. 1-7, let's take a look at the Dick Allen card. Oh my goodness, folks. Could have been a 2-run homer or maybe even a 3-run homer. Dick Allen, one of his 37 home runs in 1972, just went over the wall. It is 9-4. Hopefully you can get one more batter on this inning to break Holtzman and make this game interesting. It'll be Bill Melton. Let's take a look at Bill. 33 homers and a 269 average in 1971. Also, his fielding was very good this year. It was a 317. He was a 40-37 in 69 or 70, one of those years. But much better fielder this time around. The pitch to Bill Melton. 67 is a pop to first base. Bottom of the 8th, Reggie leads off. We're going to go to a lefty, Dave Lemons. The pitch to Reggie, a lefty, and hope for the best. Make sure that this thing doesn't get even more out of hand. All right, the pitch to Reggie. 4-5 off Lemons, skies the center. Gene Tennis. 1-8, it'll be double 1-3 single. Boy, Tennis has had a heck of a series. He's probably your series MVP. Mike Hegan, another lefty. 37's a K, and with 2 outs, Joe Rudy, that'll do it for Lemons. We'll go Bob Humphreys in the 8th and save Selma if the miraculous thing happens in the 9th. So Humphreys comes on in, runner at first and 2 outs against Joe Rudy here, bottom of the 8th. 56 is a K. 9-4 game in the ninth. And Holtzman will be pulled. He hasn't thrown a complete game all year. And that is music to the White Sox ears. And we're going to do it, folks. We're going to bring in Rollie Fingers. It's the best chance the White Sox have. Yeah, Rollie Fingers, 1973, 7-8 with a 1.92 ERA in 127 innings. However, he has been hot garbage this year for Oakland and has 3 losses and an ERA of around 5. So he will come on in the 9th inning, needing to record 3 outs. This is not a save situation, but this is for an invitation to the World Series. And then it'll be LaFay, Bradford, Musser, and Ryan on the bench. Yeah, White Sox just don't really have much of a bench. So it'll be Jim LaFay leading off. 1-8 is a sky to right field. Buddy Bradford. 1-5. Let's take a look at Buddy Bradford's card. Too little, too late. Another home run in the late innings, and the White Sox, it is 9-5. And oh my goodness, if they just would have played this better early on. That's okay. We're still up. 9-5. Rollie Fingers has started his implosion early. Gave up a run already. It'll be talking Tony Musser. Let's take a look at the Musser card. One of the finer additions. His 73 card. It's 285. A rangy 2 first baseman. Big error in this 3rd inning, though. Really killed his team. Chance here to extend their season. The pitch to Tony Musser. 59 off Fingers is a second C. And it's all down to Mike Ryan. No, it's not. Batting for Mike Ryan will be anybody coming in off the bench for the White Sox. Egan is probably got the most on base on his card. Yeah. It'll be Tom Egan, who's actually had a really nice year. Let's take a look at Tom Egan. Platoon catcher. But against right-handed pitchers, his split hits about 270 on his card, and he's actually hit close to 300 this year. It's a really nice year. And it's up to Tom Egan to get on base and get us to the top, get us back to the top, get us one more crack for the White Sox. The pitch to Tom Egan. 45 off the Fingers card is a base hit in a center field. And the White Sox are alive. And we get to Aparicio again. That's all we wanted. Louis, I always get a big hit when I needed Aparicio. Just needs to keep this thing going. Get it to Williams, May, and Allen. Off the potentially imploding Fingers in the 9th. The pitch to Louis. Aparicio. 55 off of Fingers is a strikeout. Improbable strikeout of Aparicio. Only struck out 34 times in 1970. Not the hitter who would strike out in that situation, but you roll on the pitcher's card and get it. A heartbroken Louis Aparicio. He also made an error in this game. And the White Sox could not finish the comeback, down 0-2. And Oakland just had too many, you know, when you're winning games because of Stan Swanson and John Donaldson, that's not good for the rest of the league. Wilbur sits in the dugout thinking what might have been. He had one more good start in him at least, and he'll have to wait till next year for it. The Oakland A's, they're going to the World Series. Win 4-2. Fingers, another shaky 9th inning. 2 hits, a run, and a K. Ken Holtzman settled down after that 3rd inning. Had a 3-0 lead, blew it. But then he fell into fortune when the A's got 1 hit and 3 unearned runs in the bottom of the 3rd. That is disappointing. So Holtzman finishes 8 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, and actually only 3 are earned, a walk and 5 strikeouts. Humphries got the final out in the 8th with a strikeout. Lemons gave up a hit and a strikeout. Lou Krause did okay in the 6th and 7th innings, giving up 2 hits, 3 hits, and a K. Terry Forster, I don't know why I expected otherwise. Every time he comes in, he fails. And he failed again here. The big 3-run homer to Joe Rudy. That was the moment in this game where it went the other way. But he got the other 5 guys out. Solo home run and 2 Ks for Forster. Everything else was Bonson, who had a really rough day, and that's a shame because Bonson pitched excellently last time out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits, which is why he was pulled. Chart 8 runs. You have inherited runs and unearned ones in this. It's a whole mess. 5 are earned. Only 3 were given up when he was on the mound. So you had 3 unearned runs and 2 inherited runners given up by him. But 3 walks at the worst time and no strikeouts. 1009-0108, 913-59, 1635-3516. And that is your box for a Game 6. Could not get it to 7. I mean, Oakland was in a position where their 3 starters could just stick around long enough, not let the bullpen kill them. And the White Sox elected to go to the bullpen, and it killed them every time. Or at least it killed them 3 out of 4 times in this series. So Oakland's now 31-17. Special. All right. Oakland's 31-17, going to the World Series, 14 games over 500, hitting .281 with a .373 ERA. By the way, Blue and Hunter are 11-3 and 11-2. Ken Holtzman got a win, so he's now 4-4 with no complete games. So that's what you got to do. You got to beat Holtzman, Kuntz, and the Oakland bullpen. That's what the National League's assignment will be. Gene Tennis now has 14 homers and 42 RBIs, having a magnificent year with 36 walks and hitting over 300. Probably the Oakland MVP. But Joe Rudy had some big hits in this series. Reggie did. Bando did. We know Swanson and Donaldson did as well. It's just too many guys. Just too many guys doing stuff. White Sox finished 33-26. A lot of baseball games played. .268, .333 ERA. Very good. And the homers, Allen with 14, Bradford with 14, Melton with 13. So they got the power. You know, it was a good year. Wilbur Wood threw 180 innings and 17 complete games. He had 19 decisions. I'm going to guess he had 19 starts. But the Chisock bullpen, 4 and 6, they had 11 saves by 4 different relievers. Forster, Selma, Lemons had 2 saves, and Humphreys had 5. Humphreys' ERA was 3, so he improved. Humphreys did a nice job in this series. Lemons' ERA on the year is around 5 or 6, and now Selma, after blowing Game 5, his ERA is around 4. And Forster, oh my God, actually only charged for 8 runs, 7 earned this year, so his ERA is going to look better. But the inherited runners are what's up. We'll have an elimination for the White Sox to follow. Let's put the result in the postseason. It is the A's winning at 4-2, and they are 31-17, and the White Sox are 33-26. And the Reds and Mets will face, one of those teams will face Oakland in the World Series. We will have a World Series replay from either 72 or 73. So, after all this baseball, we get pretty close to something historic, recreating. Thanks for checking this out. Congratulations, Oakland A's, for winning the series 4-2. We'll see you next time.